When I first learned about how memory works, it was from Bob Proctor. He was talking about how our minds think in the form of pictures. This got me really curious about memory, and I ended up reading a few books on the topic. One of the recent books I read is called Moonwalking with Einstein by Joshua Foer. He used to be a journalist that got fascinated by the world of memory and what those amazing memory champions can do. He went to the US Memory Championship and people there told him that he could do the same thing if he practiced enough. Josh decided to test whether what they said was true or not to find out if the memory is something you are born with or if it's something you can improve. The results surprised even him. The book is all about the lessons he learned during his journey. In the summary, I'll share with you 3 key lessons that I learned from the book. Key lesson number 1. Memory is a skill that anyone can improve through practice. You know, memory is like a muscle, and you can make it stronger through practice. Josh learned that having a good memory is not just something a few lucky people are born with. It is something that anyone can achieve with the right techniques and training. He always thought that his memory was bad, and when the experts told him that he has a good memory, he couldn't believe them. But he decided to listen to them and train his memory. He soon realized that memory is not about having a good or bad memory, but about using the right methods to store and retrieve information effectively. He learned that memory is not fixed, it's adaptable and trainable. In just 1 year, he not only transformed his memory, but he ended up becoming the US Memory Champion. He couldn't believe it when it happened. So, if you ever feel like you have a bad memory, don't worry. You can improve it with a bit of training and the right tools. Remember, practice makes perfect, even when it comes to memory. Key lesson number 2. Visualizing information as pictures is the secret to a good memory. Our mind speaks in the language of images. So when it comes to remembering, our memory prefers images and pictures over abstract information. The lesson is easy. If you want to memorize something, you should first turn information into pictures. This is what all those memory experts do. They take ordinary facts and transform them into colorful, funny, or even bizarre images in their minds. These mental pictures make the information more interesting and easier to remember. For example, let's say you need to remember a grocery list: apples, milk, and bread. Instead of repeating the word over and over, you can create images in your mind, like a giant apple wearing sunglasses, a milk cartoon with a big smile, and a loaf of bread doing a dance. Use your visualization, add details, add color, add action to your images. The more vibrant the images, the more likely you remember it. Whether it's for a school, work, or everyday task, using mental pictures can make a big difference in how well we remember things. So the next time you want to remember something important, try creating a vivid mental image related to the information. Your memory will thank you for speaking its language, and you'll be surprised at how much better you can remember things using this simple yet effective technique. Key lesson number 3. To remember effectively, you need to link those images to specific places in your mind. There is one technique that all memory champions use, and it is called memory palace. This technique is like having magic trick up your sleeve that allows you to remember a huge amount of information with ease. So, what's a memory palace? Well, think of it like creating a special imaginary place in your mind. It can be the house you live in, your school, or a park. Pretty much any place that you know very well. Then, when you want to memorize some information, instead of just trying to repeat them over and over, you first turn them into images. Then you can put them in a specific place in your memory palace. This makes it much easier to remember. You just need to go visit that place in your mind. For example, if your memory palace is your school, you can imagine the first word apple in the hallway, the second word book on the classroom door, and so on. You are basically creating a little story in your mind with each room holding a different piece of information. When you want to recall the items later, all you need to do is walk through your memory palace in your mind. As you go from room to room, the items you place there will come back to you effortlessly. It's like taking a walk through your favorite place and finding all the information waiting for you along the way. Memory palaces are incredibly powerful because our brains are great at remembering places and locations. So, by connecting the information to familiar spots in your memory palace, you can remember much more than you might have thought possible. Memory champions use this technique to remember mind-boggling amounts of data, like long lists of numbers, names, or facts. But don't worry, you don't have to be a memory expert to use this method. With a little practice and imagination, you can tap into your memory superpower and impress yourself and others with your amazing memory power. So in summary, memory is a trainable skill, and anyone can improve their memory through deliberate practice and effective techniques. Also, The language of the memory is pictures. So to memorize stuff, you need to first turn them into pictures. And finally, to be able to remember effectively, you need to link any of those images to specific places in your mind. You can use this in your studies, work, or daily life to improve your memory and remember things easily. If you want a one-page PDF summary of the book, click the link below and I'll be happy to send it to you. Thanks for being here with me. This is Bahman and I enjoy sharing with you.